Good, good. Sleepy. Clarissa, what time do you sleep? Is your sleeping habit messed up like me? Me? Uh, just bored, really. Because I haven't seen your faces in a long time, so maybe I miss your faces. But I'm alright. Uh, you know, indoor, Netflix, YouTube, study, tea, coffee, food, very important food, basically. Instagram, Facebook, newspaper, online. Yeah, food. Important, yeah. Then, mark online, set work online, same routine. Anyway, it's just for us to all be safe in Macau, so I understand. We'll be all right. So I'm sure in the next few weeks, everything will be settled. Maybe even in the next one or two. I hope, I pray, because we're like prisoners at this moment. How are you guys coping, anyways? How are you guys coping over there? What do you do not to get frustrated of the situation? Eat. Clarissa is just a foodie. I thought Karen was the only foodie. Read books, make coffee. Yeah, I knew you would talk about coffee, Nakita. Draw. Nice. So Clary draws. I never knew that. Get my rabbits. Nice. She put your rabbit on the cam next time so I can say hello to your rabbit. Yeah, and you too, Callista, you put your cat on the webcam so I can see your cat. That's nice. Where are the boys? What do you do? Oh, Vena has a cat too? Really? I never knew that. She has two. What? Randy sleep. Leo, how about you? Eat. Very fun exercise. Mr. Healthy exercise. Why do you exercise if you can't go out? Jog around maybe? I need exercise too. Maybe you can advise me, Leo, how to go about it. My wife and I are too lazy to leave the house. Yeah, we just roll on the bed, just like Callista said. You roll on the bed, I do the same. Today is what? So I'm opening my book while I'm reading your comments. So we get right to it. If we finish this on time, we leave on time. Maybe just practice a few, basically. Today's Valentine. Yay, Mr. Nice. Today's. So are we all going somewhere, like happy Valentine, dinner with Fam 5? No, just kidding. Unfortunately, we can't go. This is like our dinner date. It's like math date. So we're having a math date online, basically. Anyways, so let's look at the reverse of what we did yesterday. So yesterday we talked about, what's yesterday's folder? Zoom. All right, I'll share my desktop with you now. Can you see my desktop? chart. I think that as a yes. I can't find my chart. Anyway, so yesterday we talked about this, things like this. Sorry, it's taking forever to load. So this was the last thing we did yesterday. How to remove t and come up with Cartesian form of the equation. So now, if you have the Cartesian form, how do we put it in parametric form? Particularly the equation of circle. So just quickly play around with that and we'll be good. Okay, so let's start with I believe you can see my whiteboard. So it's continuation of yesterday's idea. We're using the same worksheet anyway. So it's the reporting. So today is Cartesian to parametric. Okay. Somebody's saying something. Is it not here? Oh, I thought I had 12 already on the list. Was it sleeping? Leo is not. No, Leo is here. Oh, Leo logged on twice. I see. Okay. Probably didn't check Edmodo. I think he's asleep. Yeah, I think so too. Let me wake him up. I'm calling him now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm coming.
What are you doing? Sleeping? Everyone is accusing you of being a sleepyhead.
Sorry, I'm coming right now.
All right. He's going to join us now, guys. So I just called him. All right. So conversion. Thank you guys for noticing that. From parametric to Cartesian. No, Cartesian to parametric. Okay, I think it's here now. So if you look at the question 50, I need you to try question 50. I believe everybody has the worksheet with them. So try. Yeah, I just got to try this. Y equals 3x plus 5. Can you try that? Put it in parametric form, opposite of what we did yesterday. Are you done? You say something if you're done. Done. Okay. Sorry, just doing that. So should have done something like this. X equals t, y equals 3t plus 5. Yes. Okay. So in your worksheet, I need you to look at, maybe I open the worksheet on this device. The worksheet should be on the group, right? Yep. Okay. So, thank you. Thanks for the responses. So let's look at 2. Let's see. Square root of x plus minus x. Try that. So let me know which one you're done. It's something like 2, done 2, something like that. Give me int. 3, done, something like that. The rest are equation of circle problems. I feel so sleepy. You guys are my third class for the day. I think I have 1 hour break in between since 10 o'clock. Àbíjáde sí táwọn lónìí. Again? Ṣé wọ́n ṣí lẹ́ẹ̀kan ni? Because ibo mi kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó fẹ́ lọ rà? Àlọ́ oúnjẹ rárá ń lé. Okay. Are you guys done? So signify whichever question you are done with. Okay, Lillian. Got your message, you think question 2, all right. I'm waiting for the others. Not sure if it's correct. That's fine. Well, we just want to we review together. Others, please say something. Do you need more time, or you're done, or you have no clue? Something like that. Are you confused? Say something. Doing them. So which one have you done already? Indicate which one are you doing, because I want to know if, oh, I'm still doing number 2, oh, I'm now in number 4, I'm done with number that. Say something, please. Doing 4, good, which means you have done 1, 2, and 3. So you should have indicated 2, 3 on the screen the moment you finish them. I need everybody to indicate what they have done, except apart from Lillian, who has indicated all before. This is always indicate, so I'm not just talking to myself if no one is responding. Done all, good. Good. Okay, let's do the correction of time. I really want to sleep after this class, if I'm able to sleep. So for this, x equals t is easier, then y will be the square root of t squared minus t. That's easier. Want to do the other way around, which is if you want to make, if you can make x the subject, which is difficult here, but we can do that here. We can make x the subject here. Here 3x will be y minus 5. So x will be y minus 5 over 3. So I can decide to say y equals lambda, then x equals 3 and lambda minus 5 divided by 3. So that's another parametric form of that equation. Does that make sense? So similarly here, you can have it in 2 ways, either as exponential or log. So I can, if I do exponential, I just pick y is equal to t, then x will be 3 exponential t. And if I want to do logarithmic form, from x equals that, I get x over 3 equals exponential y. This implies that, so this will be log y equals log of x over 3. This is log to base e. Okay, so so now the parametric equation will be maybe x is equal to lambda, then y will be equal to ln lambda divided by 3. So exponential form is this, the logarithmic form is that. Does that make sense? Can I get a response? Thank you. Okay, so for number 4, so the idea is this. We want to write them separately, yeah? So the best way to go about it is, this is a square number. If you divide 12 by 16, you get x squared over 16 plus y squared over 16 is equal to 1, which is x divided by 4 y divided by 4. Why am I using this approach? Because I know that sine square plus cos square is equal to 1. Sine square of anything, so I use t this time around. So this is what we want to use, want to compare with that, because you don't have to show this, okay? So from this step, you can now conclude that, oh, let's x over 4 be sine t, then x will be 4 sine t. Okay, similarly, y over 4 equals cos t. It implies that y is equal to 4 cos t. When you have a equation of a circle, it leads to trigonometric in terms of sine and cos. What do I mean by equation of circle? You might be wondering. So I thought we discussed that. You are going to talk about equation of circle in a later topic. I don't know if this topic 2 should be topic 2. So let's just, discuss that briefly. Equation of circle. Of course, if you have a circle, with radius at the center, okay? You have a circle with radius at the center. So this is your xy axis. Okay, and the center of the circle, the center is at origin. That's what I meant to say. Apologies for that. So the center of the circle is at origin. So the radius is r. Okay, so this is the center. So the center will be 0, 0. The radius is r. So what does the equation of this circle look like? Any point P on the circumference as that point xy as the coordinate. So if I try to join this, I can get a right angle triangle, isn't it? This distance here is x, this distance here is y. So you realize that actually x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, where r is the radius of the circle. So if you are given the radius of a circle whose center is at the origin, the equation of the circle is x squared plus y squared plus r squared. So if a circle has a center at origin and the radius is 5, then the equation of the circle is x squared plus 5 plus y squared equals 25. Okay? Talk to me, does that make sense? Okay, good. So, good. The other thing is this. Can I adjust this properly? Okay, I'm also trying to see your chat by the side so I can pick any question you might have. Now, another situation is, what if the center is not the origin? Okay, what if the center is not the origin? So that leads to this case. So now we have the circle once again. But this time around, maybe we have this. That's our y-axis. Maybe this is our x-axis. So the center this time around is not at the origin. So my center, which is probably here, is not at the origin. So now, this time around, instead of 0, 0, assuming my center is denoted with, what's the general notation we use? Usually F and G. Okay, let's use F and G. Now, this point P has an arbitrary, that is any point X, Y. This is my center. So again, we're going to end up doing what we did here. Let's just draw between the straight, but right angle, yeah. So with this, you realize that the gap here is what? What is the base of this triangle? What is the height of that triangle? What is the base? What is the height? Talk to me. Of course, this will be the radius. Base is x minus f, yes. Someone tell us the height. Wrong. Y minus g, thank you. Good. So this by Pythagoras theorem, just like we did here, by Pythagoras theorem, this square plus this square is this square. So you have x minus f squared, y minus g squared equals r squared. So that's the equation of circle in general form. Now, if it is at origin, this will be 0, this will be 0, then you go back to this one. Okay? So now, why is this significant? If I have a circle, and this is my radius, this is another radius, this is the angle between maybe the x-axis and this current line. Okay, you agree with me that, of course, this is the x part, this is the y part, this is the r part. Now, what is sine theta? Let's say a unit circle of radius 1. Unit circle of radius 1. Okay, if r is 1. Anyway, sine will be y divided by r. Cos will be what? X divided by r. You see that? So, I should have moved this up. Anyway, so if you do sine square plus cos square, check this. Sine square theta plus cos square theta will be y divided by r squared plus x divided by r squared. So this is 1, and that is y squared over r squared, x squared over r squared. What does that give you? X squared plus y squared on this side, r squared on this side. So x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Can you see how we use trig to generate the equation of a circle once again? So whenever you see a question that has to do with equation of a circle, then you should know that you are dealing with parametric form of the equation in terms of sine and cos. Questions? Okay, so with this is the reason in the previous slide I considered this approach, because I knew that is the format. This is the equation of a circle with radius 4. So each time you have a question like that, you think along the line of equation of a circle. So now let's consider some of the other problems that we had from yesterday. So I'll just make it fast and brief. So look at from the worksheet, look at question 57. I'm going to ask you to try first, then I'll do it. So question 57. That will be the question word for today. Question 5. Question 5 for today is from question 57. And it says 25 x squared plus 36 y squared equals 900. Of course, this is the equation of a circle. No, this is not equation of a circle, sorry, because for equation of a circle, the coefficient must be the same. All right, the coefficient of x squared and y squared must be the same. So this is not equation of a circle. We'll talk about that later. We have eclipse, we have hyperbola, we have parabola, we have a lot of other blah shapes. Okay, so attend this. It's the same technique. Once you have x squared and y squared involved, you know you are dealing with that format of sine and cos. Two minutes to try that. Once you're done with that, you should try this. Any luck? I believe we know what to do. You can send your picture to the WeChat group if you want me to check what you have done, or you send it to me privately. Okay, Krista, your work received. Good job. Krista, before you factorize, you simplify. So instead of 5x over 30, it should have just been x over 6. That's better. Although you later simplify in the last line, but you could simplify from the top. So that makes sense. You got that right. Good job. This is already good. I like number 6, how you did it. It's already equals to 1. So the first one is cos, 1 is sine. And it doesn't matter which is sine, which is cos. It doesn't matter. So 5 and 6 make sense so far. Crystal K, well done. I get more feedback. I'm waiting for more feedback. Okay, Lillian, work received. Ethan, work received. This one you're taking a picture. Can you take it such that I don't have to zoom in? Mr. Chang especially. Good, good. Karen, work received. Verena. Verena, why do you have to do, so you put them as 5x over 30 all square, 6y over 30 all square equals 1. Let the first one be sine and the second one be cos. Then you did sine square plus cos square is equal to 1 by reversing what you have written. You're supposed to establish two equations in parametric form from here, not to square them and add and say is equal to 1. We don't need that part. Please check your work again. Karen, I'm checking your work now. Number 5 makes sense. Well done. But when you finish your work, can you combine x and y together and not x on line 4 and y on line 15? Everybody take note of that. That's what I noticed with all of you. You can write it like a summary. Clarissa, let x be this and let y be that. So let x be that, let y be that. So then you wrote sine square plus cos square is 1. You have not really done what you are asked to do here, Clarissa, unless you do not understand. What we are trying to do is to put your answer, the question, the stuff in parametric form. So take, for example, what you can see on your screen now. Let x be this, I get this. Let y be that, I get that. So my parametric equation is this. X is 4 sine t and y is 4 cos t. So this is your destination. If you haven't gotten to this point, you have not done the work you're asked to do. The idea is not for you to, from here, put it back and say sine square plus cos square is 1, blah, blah, blah. That's not the idea. So please check. The parametric equation means we want it as x and y in terms of a different variable. You could use w, you could use lambda. I've chosen to use t. So please check those two people that did that especially. Please take notes. Yes, Lillian, question 7, you use completing the square. Good job. Good thinking. You have to complete the square in question 7 because you have to change it back to the normal form. So when I say normal form, this is your goal in question 7, Lillian. What you can see on the board is your goal. So for question 7, this is your goal. You have to be able to put it in this form. Because from this form, you can divide through by r squared. After you put it in this form, then you can say x minus f over r all squared, then plus y minus g over r all squared is equal to 1. So one of these is your sine, one of these is your cos. Mr. C, work received. Good. Very good. All right, no problems. Calista. So after you write this let, can you put them together? Please put your answer together. So most of you have done 5, or maybe all of you. So I'm going to do that now. So you divided by 900, you got 25, x squared over 900. Okay. I just put that, I don't have to. So now, what is 900 divided by 25? That's 9 times 4, 36. Am I right? So this should be x squared over 36. And this should be y squared over 25 equals 1. So this is your x over 6. And this is your y over 5 equals 1. So from here, you can put x over 6 equals sine. I can decide to use cos, it doesn't matter. Most of you use sine, so I'm going to use cos. Okay, and y over 5 equals sine. So from here, x is 6 cos t, and y is equal to 5 sine t. And that's your parametric form of the same equation. You guys need help with 7 or 6? What is 7, 6? I don't understand. 7, 6, Brandy and Leo. What is 7, 6? Please stop giving me one information, like one number, one letter, one word. I'm not in front of you. I wouldn't even know your communication. So you need to be descriptive, like write a description of what you're communicating in the chat room. All right, I need help with 6 and 7. So we're going to have to do that together now. So for 6, this is already something squared plus something squared equals 1. So this exactly looks like sine squared t plus cos squared t equals 1. So this is easy. It means this is your sine, this is your cos, or this is your cos, this is your sine. So if you compare the two, because it's already equals to 1, so just put x minus 1 equals sine t, not sine square, and y minus 3 equals cos t. So from here, x equals 1 plus sine t, and y equals 3 plus cos t. Okay, that's all. About 6. Now read in parametric form. Does that answer your question, Mr. Leo? So for question 7, quickly, because of our time, the idea is to get it in the form of x minus g squared, y minus f. I think this is f. F is the first one, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which one. So the idea is to have it in this form. Okay. So first of all, I need to do difference of completing the square. Does everybody know completing the square? Talk to me, please. I assume it's a yes if you do not say anything, because others are typing yes, 3 people out of 12 in the class. Okay, so to complete the square, we're going to group like terms first. X squared plus x, then y squared plus 3y, okay, and then I have my minus 2. So for the first group, what can we do to this to become a square? We have to add 1 plus 1. Okay, so here it's going to be x squared plus x plus 1 squared, then I subtract it immediately. Because when you add and you subtract, you have not really done anything. Okay, so I'm adding plus 1 and I'm subtracting the plus 1 squared again. There's a reason for that. For the second group, y squared plus 3y. Now, how do you know what to add? What you add is half of the coefficient square. So half of this coefficient is plus 3 over 2, then square. That's what I'm adding. So plus 3 over 2 squared minus of the same thing. I hope this is not going to be under my, because when I see the video online sometimes, I think my camera is always here. Does anybody know?
Mr. Daniel,
Can you talk about what I'm asking at the moment?
No, it's about 7.
Can
For
you?
the first x, shouldn't it be half?
Has anybody noticed that whenever you check online, the camera, obstructs whatever I write here? Did anybody notice that? You can move it. When you watch online, the recorded version, that's my point, Leo. I'm not talking about what I'm doing now. I want to be careful if the camera is always here. If I'm the only one who noticed, or maybe I'm thinking too much, then if my suspicion is right, then the camera will always be here. So I better find another way to accommodate this. Yes, I think something is wrong here, half of that, which I believe is what some of you are trying to say. But I was trying to find out something at that moment, so please. It's always on top right, always, right? In the video, the recorded video, not this live one. Yeah, so we need to forget this part. So I'm going to do this again. Half square will be 3 over 2. Thanks for that. No, 1 over 2 for this one. So I have x squared plus x. So I'm going to add 1 over 2. That's plus 1 over 2. and I remove the 1 over 2 immediately. So I had this, I subtract it immediately. So nothing special has been done. Then the other part, I have y squared plus 3y. Then I'm going to add 3 over 2. And I'm going to subtract 3 over 2 minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so from the first part, so from here, this is my square, this is another square. So for this, it's going to be x plus 1 over 2. This plus is the plus in the bracket, not this plus. Take note, please. Minus 1 over 4. Second part will be y plus 3 over 2. Then minus 9 over 4. Minus 2 equals 0. So we take the constant to the other side, then we can write it properly. So please let me know if I've made any mistake or you notice something like you did before. So you have that. Okay, is equal to 1 over 4 plus 9 over 4 plus 2. So 10 over 4 plus 2 is 18 over 4. Check. Which is 9 over 2. All right, thank you, Lillian. So now you have x plus 1 over 2 squared, y plus 3 over 2 squared equals 9 over 2. So it's like coming back to this point of number 6. But then you divide by 9 over 2, which would be 2 over 9. So I could just say x. But wait, are you sure this is over 2, not over 4? Okay, so no problem. So x plus 1 over 2, everything divided by, if I have to put this in form of a square, so I want to write it as that. It will be 3 over root 2. Do you agree? Okay, because when I put it here, I need it to be in form of a square also. So basically the first part, x plus 1 over 2, is being divided by 3 over root 2. Everything squared. Also we have y plus 3 over 2, everything divided by 3 over root 2, squared equals 1. So now this is your sine, and the other one is your cos. This one is a fraction. I never knew we'll get a fractional question. So I can say my x plus 1 over 2 divided by 3 over root 2 equals sine t. And what does that tell you? That tells you that x plus 1 over 2 equals 3 root 2 t, which means x part of the parametric equation is minus half plus 3 over root 2 sine t. Did anybody get that? Talk to me, please. Yes, okay, good. Good. So we can do the same for y. Let's put that here. So for the other, for y, let's put this. So I continue from here. So for y plus 3 over 2 divided by 3 over root 2 plus cos t. Remember, this could be sine and this is cos, so it doesn't matter. So this implies that y plus 3 equals root 2 cos t. So which means y equals, this is 3 over 2. So we have our x and y. So I can say the parametric equation. I just put it in form of system. Okay, maybe you should be doing that. The first one, x. So therefore, x is negative 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2 cos t. Y is negative 3 over 2, 3 over root 2 cos t. We got that. So this is the last answer you should get. Did you get that, please? I think that's a yes. Okay, thank you. So this is basically what we intend to do today. If you come with me to question 66, I'll show you the worksheet because that's actually everything I want us to do today. Maybe I write it so then you can make attempt. Question 66. Oh wait, the ones we have just done now, I'll give you something similar first. Yeah, let me give you something similar on this first. Isn't x sine t? Yeah, isn't that what I wrote? Oh, thank you, Lillian. Sorry, maybe I didn't get enough sleep. Yes, this is sine t. Thank you, Lillian. All right. So I put 2 last question on the next. So question 8 will be taken from the worksheet, which is question all right, let's take question 60, 65 and 66. So 65 is x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 2y minus 8 equals 0. And 66, 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 3x plus 2y plus 1 equals 0. All right, so practice this last 2, and that's the end. Do you need me to open to the example again? Oh, Krista, why did I say Lillian? Sorry, Krista. You see, I didn't get enough sleep. That's what Callista will say to me. Like, oh, you didn't get enough sleep. All right, thank you for the observation. Let me know if I need to display the example instead of the question. Okay, if you need, please keep the question. All right, the question are 64 and 65 anyway, so if anybody need the examples, speak up. All right, if nobody says anything, so we leave that. Let's hope we can get out of here in about 10 to 15 minutes. How are we doing? If you're done with 8, send to me on WeChat. Krista, got your submission, Mr. K. Good job. Minus 16, minus 9, minus 5. Perfect. Well done. That's good. Well done, Krista. Lillian. Good. So, question 8 correct. Lillian and Krista. Nikita received your work. Perfect. Good job. Brandy, got your work. Perfect. Karen, got your work. Karen, you sent number 8. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Karen, I don't know what you did. That's not correct. Look at my example. You add half, I first of all group it. You skip that step. You were trying to add in the same line of grouping, and now you confuse yourself. First thing I did was to group them. Then here I had half of this coefficient square. You're trying to jump from here to here, and now you got it all wrong. So please check your work again, Karen. Krista C. Krista C, correct. Please write the conclusion in system of equation form. I'm so tired. Clarissa, work received. Correct. Well done. Question 9 and 8 are the same except for the coefficient of 2. Okay, guys, 5 more minutes. New entries, cholesterol. Can I always see the conclusion, please? Cholesterol, this conclusion, can I always see it? Understand? Mr. K. Can Calista please respond, please? Is she online? Because I haven't got any response. Yeah, did you hear what I told you just now? I checked your work, I called your name when I was checking your work, and I told you something. Did you get that message? Please always respond. Thank you. Okay, I received Crystal's number 9. Let's see the steps. Crystal, no, you can't have that. For you to do the computing the square method, the coefficient of x squared must be 1. So the first thing you need to do is divide by 1. Divide by 2. You divide through by 2 before you apply that technique. Vena, check your work. Very correct. Lillian, good. Dividing. Good job. Mr. Chang, you might want to check your number 8. I don't think you should have square roots. I think you should have 25. That's not plus 1. You are subtracting, you're adding minus 1 square. You see, some of these steps that I keep writing and some of you overlook, this is how it affects you. So here, you're adding half of the coefficient squared. The coefficient here is plus 1, so this will be plus half squared. If this was minus 1, you'll be dealing with minus half squared. So which means this will be minus, and this is still minus half squared. But of course, this, when you evaluate that, you get plus. So you want to check that. So you wrote your minus 1 square, then you wrote plus 1 square. I don't know why you have to write minus 1 or before plus 1. It is the plus that gives you the perfect square. The minus is just to neutralize it from the beginning. I don't know why you have to change that. Thank you. Yeah, Nakita, I think you're right. Okay, so we're going to do number 9 now. So please pay attention. I need to sleep. All right, so the first thing is to divide by 2, because the coefficient of x squared and y squared must be 1 before you can attempt anything. So if you divide by 2, you get x squared y squared minus 3 over 2x plus 1y plus 1 over 2 equals 0. I group them. Don't be lazy not to show all this to make your work be error-free. X squared 3 over 2x plus y squared plus y. In fact, I could decide to do is equal to this at this point. The first group is this. So I have x squared minus 3 over 2x. So I'm going to add half square. Half of this is minus 3 over 4. You always add to make a perfect square. In any perfect square, either x minus a squared or x plus a squared, the last term is always positive. This will be x squared minus 2ax plus a squared. this will be x squared plus 2ax plus a squared. So the last term of any perfect square is always plus. So this is plus. Whether this is minus or not, nobody cares. Then the second part is this. Oh, I have to deduct what I added immediately. The essence of this minus is because you added a neutral element. The addition makes it work, but it changes the equation. So you subtract it immediately. Subtracting it immediately means adding it to both sides. Okay, that's another way to go about it. So you had it here, you had it here. You had this one, you had this one. Okay, I'll show you that. That's what I mean. If I don't put it here, I go to the second one. Of course, we can stick to the method we have been using before. I have y squared. This is plus 1y. So this is plus 1. So this will be plus half. Okay. And on the other side, I have minus half. And what I added on this side, I had it on this side. The camera isn't covering that. Then what I added to the second one, that's plus half, I had it here too. Questions? Say something, please. Okay, thank you. So, this 3 gives x minus 3 over 4. This is minus 3 over 4. And the second part, y minus 1 over 2 squared. No, plus 1 over 2 squared, because this is plus. Okay, and on the other side, you have minus half, plus 9 over 4, plus 1 over 4. So this will be 10 over 4. This will be 5 over 10. No, 4 over, what's that? 2 over 4. Is that 8 over 4 altogether? Just confirm. 9 over 16. Where do you get that from? Oh, this is 4. This is 4. Thank you. So then this will be 9 over 16. Okay, so what's the addition of this fraction? Definitely this is 4 over 16. You have 9 over 16. That's 13 over 16. So this will be minus 8 over 16. So that will be 5 over 16. Is that okay? Okay. So we have x minus 3 over 4 squared, y plus 1 over 2 squared equals root 5 over 4 all squared. So you can divide now. I think you can continue from here. Yes? All right. So complete it and make sure you adjust number 8 as well. Any questions, guys? No? Okay. So if you don't mind, I'd like to take my leave so I can sleep. So now please practice as much as possible in from the worksheet. There will be no weekend homework. Let's all enjoy our weekend. We'll see each other next week, Monday, 2 o'clock. Okay? Thank you.